Let's start with MagiCAD functions, so this kind of ribbons. And if you have used AutoCAD before, then it is quite easy to start using MagiCAD because all the basic AutoCAD stuff can be used in MagiCAD. And as you can see in here in top of my screen, there are these kind of ribbons. There are AutoCAD ribbons, home, insert, annotate, etc. And then there are MagiCAD ribbons. And basically now when we are going to get the heating pipe and ventilation, we only need this MagiCAD HPV ribbon. As you can see, this includes all the MagiCAD functions what we have in ventilation, heating and piping. And these are divided in this kind of sections: general, ventilation, piping, tools, edit, annotation. And it is quite easy to find what you are looking for. Of course, all the ventilation stuff can be found under ventilation, duct drawing components, side devices, cooling beams, fans, etc. And in general, that we have these general things like project management, drawing linear utility, which I'm going to show you soon, and stuff like that. What else? I have started an example project here using one of our templates that comes with MagiCAD, and a few things about these templates. Templates includes all the stuff you can see in the project management after a minute. Of course, because we don't know exactly what kind of systems and devices you are using in your project, it is easy for our customers to create their own templates and use them in the future project. So you only have to do everything once, and then you can basically just use them, all the settings and systems and devices in your future projects. Okay, and in my example I have two different stories. I have story 1 and story 2, and all the stories and DVGs have to be connected to MagiCAD project. I will start the project management. And this project management includes all the information of your project. So you can modify anything in this project in this dialog. And a few things, I don't go through all the stuff, but some of the most important one. First of all, the story list. This basically is meant to inform MagiCAD where the stories are located comparing to each other. As you can see in my example, I have two stories, story 1 and story 2, which are located in same X and Y coordinates, but Z coordinate is different. You can think that the Z coordinate is, for example, how the sea level of the sea level, for example. That my story 1 is now 25 meters above sea level, and my story 2 is 28.2 meters above sea level. But the most important thing when you are thinking with MagiCAD is the difference of this G value. As you can see now, the difference between story 1 and story 2 is 3.2 meters, which means that the 3.2 meters is the height of my story 1. And here you can see the preview. The blue one is the selected story, and if I select story 2, the selected story goes to upper. And basically you just have to give this value when you are drawing duct or pipe from the story to another story. With the help of these, MagiCAD knows where to connect those ducts or pipes. I will show you an example soon. Then we have ducts and pipes branches here. They are quite similar. They include the same things like systems, parts, layers, and stuff like that. And the systems, for example, includes all the duct systems you can use in this project now. And these are the things that comes with the template. Now when I have used our common template, it has supply, extract, outdoor, exhaust, and that this supply to is something that I have made. And what this includes, basically, when I double click, for example, this supply one, basic information, user code, name, which help you to separate the systems to each other. Color, you can select the color for supply one duct, now it is red. And then this layer variables. This helps you to separate also the systems in out of the layer. So when I draw supply one, I get this value to my layer. And when I draw extract one, for example, there is E1. So they go to the different layers, so it is easy to modify the layers afterwards. Then we have this calculation tab. Basically, if you want to calculate your ducts so that the size of ducts is automatically changed, then you have to use check these boxes here, flow, sum, balancing, and sizing. If you don't check them, you can see this system in our calculation dialog. The sizing methods basically means that how the ducts are sized. So now I'm using maximum velocity, which is quite common in Finland at least. So the smaller ducts are using 4 meters per second and the bigger one 8 meters per second. And you can see what this includes in this sizing methods dialog. I will show you soon. Then for balancing, when you are calculating pressure drops, you have to give some minimum pressure drop for flow dampers and devices. And warning limit, if any of the parts exceeded this pressure drop, then you get the warning message. And then you can decide whether to balancing to minimum pressure, or if you connect your duct to air handling unit or to fan, then it can be used the fan pressure. Or balancing to given pressure, you can give manually the starting pressure. And if you don't connect your duct to one of our air handling unit or fans, then you can give the initial sound of, you can basically simulate the air handling unit with this. You can give any sound to hear. And then the part list. Basically you can select any of devices here in the project management. Outdoor devices, supply devices, extract devices, flow dampers, etc. Fans and all the ventilation stuff. And I will show you an example. I go to supply devices. I have 14 different supply devices, and again this comes from the common template again. And when I want to select a new device, I just right click on top of this dialog and select product to project. And now MagiCAD opens this product browser and it shows all the manufacturers who offers me a supply devices. And I can of course check if, for example, I want to choose some Limecon device. I select Limecon and I want to use some shading diffusers, suspended shading, for example. Now I can see all the devices which are categorized like suspended shading. If I want to select one of the devices, for example this ILO, I click it, I can see the preview picture here. If I want, I can see the dimensions also for different devices, different size of the devices. And when I select the device, I just click the select button here. And it always selected all the sizes, not only the one you have selected. So select user code dialog opens, and only thing that you have to fill is this user code. Again, to separate this product from other product. I will give the name S15. You can also use 2D symbol. If you are used to use symbol, you can select it in here. And then we have different variables you can fill, and you can get these like in dimension text or reports or stuff like that. So we have plenty of different variables here. You can fill them on. Then just click OK. And again, this product browser opens. And one more thing in here, you can use also the search. If you don't know, if you are not familiar with our databases, you can click search. You can search, for example, some description. If I want to go KTI, it finds one wall with this description. Or you can use also different search criteria like airflow. I can give that I want to show all the supply devices with 400 liters per second. And for example, connection size 350. And for example, installation position, wall. And then I can search and I can see all the devices with these criteria. Yes. But that's enough now because the limited time. You can see now the S15 device is here in the supply devices list. And if you want, you can look it afterwards also in properties, right-click properties, and you can see the device and its diagram, different sizes. And you can select the devices the same way. It doesn't matter if you are selecting silencer or fans, it always works in the same way. Then we have layers, insulation series. You can make your own insulation series here. Duct areas, for example. Now you can see I have different duct areas, circular and rectangular duct, general one, and also Linda and limo layer. But basically, what this includes is just the size of the ducts that are included to this duct area. And you can easily add your own duct sizes to here, and you can easily even make your own duct areas. And if you are using flexible duct, just click the flexible duct and then it handles like the duct would be flexible. And these sizing methods. So now my supply one, for example, is using this maximum velocity 4 to 8 meters. So if I double click it, you can see that all the ducts that are sized 160 and smaller ones are using 4 meters per second. And from this size to this 315, the velocity can be 5 meters per second maximum, and so on. So you don't have to input all the sizes in here, but you can if you want. And you can use maximum pressure drop or the velocity. There are also maximum pressure loss 1 Pascal per meter. Basically, there are maximum 9999, so it uses all the sizes the same 1 Pascal per meter. Yes, and same things about the pipes, pipe brands. We have heating, water, sprinkler, gas pipe, and parts and insulation pipe series. These are all the common stuff. So all of these heating, water are using the same pipe series and insulation series and parts. Basically, these are the same things. Here are systems, layers, sizing methods. Only thing that differs basically is, for example, heating calculation. You have to define the fluid temperature and the fluid what kind of fluid is going through the pipes. But otherwise it is the same as it is with the ducts. And here you can see all the pipe parts. There are, for example, radiators, zone valves, stop valves, auto valves, and you can see if I check, for example, this zone valve and take, for example, stud, TA stud and properties, you can see the valve and with all the sizes. And same way you can select the new devices with right, you can select project to products to project. And same way you can make your own pipe series. Here is copper pipes, steel pipes, some plastic pipes. And these are coming from the template. And here basically you have to always select the active storage. Now when I'm drawing my ventilation 1, so I have active storage 1. When I'm drawing storage 2, I have to select storage 2 also in active storage. And with the merge project you can basically import any data from another project to current project. So this is quite a great feature also. Then some basic stuff like project information. You can fill out project numbers, names, streets and stuff like that in here. Okay, but I will now close the project management and maybe I will go back to there, maybe not. Let's see. And as you can see now, all of what I've done is basically start the project and inserted an architectural drawing to my MagiCAD drawing. So this is extra, so I can modify this building now. But what I can do is using the MagiCAD's drawing cleaning utility. So when you receive an architectural model, they are quite often quite not so clear. The colors are more than one color are used. So you can use drawing cleaning utility function, which are found in General tab. This is great feature because it includes some AutoCAD stuff like birds, remove annotation scales, audit. These annotation scales, if architectural have used them and you don't need them, they often cause quite much slowness to your drawing. So remove them will be the smart thing to do. Then you can change the color. I will choose, for example, this gray AutoCAD color 9. And you can change text styles, scale line types. You can even scale the extra if it's not in correct scale. Then just click OK, and you can see the whole architectural model is now in gray. And also it removes all the unnecessary annotation scales, unnecessary layers and stuff like that. And now this only affects when I open this drawing again, then these colors and everything will be back to normal again because I did this to the external reference. If I would open the architectural drawing and make this drawing utility there, then save the drawing, then these settings would be permanent. Okay. But let's start now. So first of all, I'm going to show you some duct drawing. I will install some iDevices and draw the duct, and then I will show you the duct settings more detailed. I just draw first I will install iDevice, for example. So I click the iDevice button, and now I can change what kind of type of device I want to install. Supply, the extract, outdoor, or exhaust. I will select supply, and I will use the device that I selected to the project. And if you notice that you want to use some other supply devices, you can also right click and you get the same option, select products to project, and you can select the devices also from the dialog directly. And they are always going to this project, no matter where you selected them. Okay, but now I select the device. I have to give some flow to this device. I give 25 liters per second. You can see the cubic meter per hour value also. And if I don't know if this device is good for this flow, then I can right click and take properties, and you can see that from the diagram that this flow is quite okay with this size of device. You can also change the size from the dialog, but I don't do it now. Also, you can change the color length, which basically is the length of this duct, as you can see. And you can change these all of these settings afterwards also. Then I just click OK, and the device is coming to my drawing. First I have to rotate it. I can rotate it with clicking Q and space bar in my keyboard, or right clicking and selecting direction. If the ortho is not on, I can basically rotate it any way I want. Okay, when I've rotated the device to correct direction, then I will install it by clicking the drawing. And if the device is not hit to any duct, then it asks me to system. I select supply 1. Status, I will show you later what it means. I can give description if I want. And then the connection level, the height level of the device. And I can use the installation level, which is basically the top of the grill of the device, or connection level, which is the height of the duct connection, and then the top level of the device. I will now select that I want to install this, for example, 2.8 meters. And then I would be able to install more of the devices with the same settings, as many as I want. But when I click escape from my keyboard, then I can end of this function. And I remove those because I want to show you some copy branch functions. Okay, so now I have installed a device, and as you can see I have my 3D view in my right side, and you can also draw ducts from here. You can install devices in 3D mode also, but basically the normal thing to do is make all the drawing in here in top view. Then the edit, and if you want to remove some stuff, then you can use this 3D model also. Okay, but now the device is installed there, so I will start my duct drawing. I click the duct button. I get this floating dialog, and these are the two things I have to decide: circular duct series. I'm using now circular duct, and the duct size. If you want more information, you can click this arrow button, and you can select the fittings, branches, different kind of bends, different kind of branches. If you want to use outlet or T-branch, for circular, for rectangular, we have different branch types. And you can also select insulation series if you want. Add it while drawing. You can add this also afterwards. And flange areas, if you are drawing rectangular duct, you can select some flanges and stuff like that. But I will show you a few of these things after I have drawn the duct. Okay, but basically now it doesn't matter if I select, for example, I want to draw circular duct, and if I select, for example, 1000 size. If I now click the device, it automatically gives me the conflict dialog. It says that my active duct size is made meter, but the selected one, the device's connection size is 125. What I want to do I want to keep my active settings, so this meter, or do I want to change it to take the settings from the device? I want to change the active settings. So as you can see now, it automatically changes to 125. Then I just start to draw my duct. And I draw the duct from my shaft, kind of shaft where it goes to the second floor. Now when I want to, I will show you over here. Now when I want to go to the second floor, I just right click and take riser function, for example, and I select that I want to go to the upward. It automatically checks from the story list that where is the other second story located. I can change this value, of course, if I want to go to a little upper or lower, but now I want to go to the floor of the second story. The ID number of this will help MagiCAD to know what kind of duct is coming from down to up. Then just OK, and MagiCAD automatically creates the vertical duct and add the connection node at the end of the duct. And those connection nodes, those are with the help of those MagiCAD knows where the duct is coming and what duct is coming. So they have to be used. Okay, but now basically when I have more than one same kind of office space in here, I should first, for example, I will add some dimension text. I just click it here in text and dimension text, and I just click. Now I have only the dimension text which informs me the size of the duct, but I can get more information to this dimension text if I want. Then I click the device, for example, and then I want to add a flow arrow. And I want to take 4 flow arrows, and I want to change the direction. And now when I have this branch is ready, then I can copy it to these other offices. I could use AutoCAD copy function, but AutoCAD copy function doesn't automatically connect this bend to this duct and doesn't change the bend to outlet. But MagiCAD branch copy will do that. So I click the branch tools, copy branch, select the bend and select the duct, and then just click here and like this. I can even give the length to here. So if I want to copy this branch, for example, to 2 meters, 4 meters, and I can just write the number there. But as you can see now, it automatically connected the ducts after copying. And now I use outlets, so it uses outlets. If I have used D branches, this would be a D branches. Okay, and as you can see now, here I again start the duct drawing, and when I click, you can see the yellow circular. So if this yellow circular hits another duct or bend or anything, it connects to it and start drawing from it. But if it's not, then you have dialog and you should select what system you want to draw and which height level. But now when I start duct and the yellow circle hits in this bend, it automatically connects to it, and now I can start drawing to which direction I want. And it automatically changes the bend to outlet. Again, if I remove this, it automatically changes back to bend. Okay. I draw a duct here, and if I want to put plug to end of this duct, I can right click. So while you are drawing the duct and you are right clicking, you get these additional features of MagiCAD. From no connect to riser, all of these are MagiCAD additional features. And here you can see, for example, our back function, which basically reverts to previous situation. And I can change the direction if I want, for example. Of course, you can draw backward also, but you can't draw over the branch or bend. You get impossible operation or direction. So if you want to reverse like the bend or outlet, then right click and back. But if you want to put the blue plug at the end of the duct, just right click and select plug. And you can see that open end arrow like this disappear when I plug it. Right click plug. Okay, and now I just use the branch tool, so I will copy that, for example, to there and to there. Yes. Okay, and as you can see now I have only drawn like the same height level all the time, except this riser I did in vertical. But otherwise, all the ducts, they are in same height level, which is 2.8 meters. And as you saw, I can double click the duct to see the information of it. I can see the size, I can see the height level, I can see the length of duct. I can change the size of duct and insulation, but these are only affected to selected duct. But if I want to change the height level while I'm drawing, then for example, I start again from here. I start from here, from the bend, I draw the duct to here. And if I want to, for example, now change the height level, as you can see here also, then I right click and take this C function, one of the most important additional features. And now I can give the new height level. For example, I want to go to 2.6 meters and use, for example, 30-degree bend. Okay. And now I can select the direction where I want to go. I want to go to this direction. As you can see now, the duct goes to 2.6 meters and uses the 30-degree bend here. So right click and see is the way to do the height changes. Yes, I will erase that one now. Okay, and now I will add a few dimension text before I run the calculation to this branch, so you can see. Okay, and let's put one this also. Yes. Okay, so now I will show you some calculation of MagiCAD. So I want to calculate this branch what I have, this network what I have drawn now. So all the calculation stuff, you can see them in calculation section here, and clicking this flow, you can get the pull down menu and you can see summation, sizing and balancing. Basically this summation only calculates the flows and velocity, but it doesn't change the duct sizes. The sizing calculates also the duct size according to the sizing methods you have selected to system. I'm using that one for example now. I click the sizing and I want to size the whole system, and I'm sizing the supply one. And I click, I will show the calculation report also. I click OK. And now I get this kind of report that what have done and what is the flow and velocity of each duct parts. Then I want to, okay, I update these to the model, and I get one warning that there are not enough space between these two parts. But it doesn't matter, I could move this branch a little bit so I don't get the warning, but this warning basically doesn't matter to my calculations, doesn't affect to my calculations. And this warning cross, I can clear them with clear garbage layer function. See, and as you can see now, all the duct that need to be changed, they changed. As you can see now, this duct is 160, this is 200, and when I double click the duct, I can see that none of the duct should have bigger velocity than 4 meters per second now. At least a smaller one than 160. There are 250. As you can see now, with 250, the limit was 5 meters per second, so the velocity is 4.1 meters. So that is what sizing do. It size the ducts according to your sizing method. But you can also lock the duct size while you are drawing. So when you click the duct, you can lock the duct size, which means that the sizing doesn't change. It only calculates the velocity and flows, but it doesn't change the duct size. And you can also lock and do any of these afterwards also. And then if you want to add a component, for example silencer, a flow damper, anything like that, you can do it in here in components. Again, from the pull down menu, you can select which component you want to install. If I want to install, for example, flow damper, I select the flow damper. And here you have different flow dampers again. I will use this iris flow damper. It has many of different sizes. And as you can see, the size list is now disabled. So you can't choose any size because MagiCAD always automatically select the size of these dampers. You can change the size afterwards, but not while you're installing. So basically, I can select the symbol. I use the default one, and now I just click the duct, and the device will be installed to that duct. And it automatically checks the size of the duct and uses the same size part if possible. And if the duct size is changing, then this component size will be changed also. Unless you have used some other size and locked it before, then it doesn't change the component size. For example, I will change the size of this branch. And when you want to modify your network afterwards, more than one duct at a time, then you can use this change properties. And with there are heating, cooling, water systems, but now I select the ductworks. And all of these functions that I'm showing you works the same way with heating and piping and water pipes. So that is what is great with MagiCAD. Basically, I select the duct size, OK, and select that I want to change circular duct to size 200, for example. And I could lock the size like this. And OK, and I will select this branch. And you can see that the duct and also the component size will be changed automatically. And now when this duct is locked, as you can see, connection size 200 locked, it means that now when I run this sizing again, I don't show the calculation report now, you can see that the size of this duct doesn't change, but the velocity is now over the limit. Yes, and if I unlock again this duct works, and I have unlock ventilation parts there, and I select that unlock everything from this branch. Now when I run the sizing again, you can see that the duct size is bigger again. And it is the same thing with all the components. If you are installing silencer, cleaning cover, fire dampers, they all are working the same way. For example, if I pick the silencer, I select some silencer I want to use, for example this one. OK, click the duct, and the silencer will be installed. And now when I have run my sizing calculation, I want to run my pressure drop calculation, balancing. It works the same way, so I select the system or branch. I can select only for example, one branch of my duct and balance, run pressure drop calculation to that one. But now I want to balance the whole system, supply one, show calculation report. And I run the balancing. I don't have any warnings, as you can see here. And now it basically calculates the pressure drop of each product that are installed in this network. And you can see here DPT and PT is the total pressure of my duct. And you can see here that this connection node is now the open end, or this would be connected to my air handling unit. So you can see the total pressure drop is 75 pascals and velocity is 200 liters per second, or flow is 200 liters per second. So basically you have to have this kind of fan or air handling unit which fulfillment these demands. And now I again update the model. And now if I click of my R device or double click my duct, you can see also the pressure drop calculation. You can see how much this duct is causing the pressure drop and the total pressure drop of the network. Also when I double click some of the device, you can see, for example, from the properties here, you can see that now it used the minimum 20 pascals, so this is okay, and you can see that point in here where it is balanced. And this is, I think that this is changing according to device. You can see here is different operation point. Yes. And then we also have the sound calculation. After I have balanced, I one more time balance this network, and then I run sound calculation of all routes. Basically, then I can see the decibels of how much decibels the device is causing to the space. As you can see, the decibels, and again these are going to like our garbage layer, and I can just use the clear garbage layer and I don't see this text anymore, but the sound value is saved to these devices. As you can see, 20.9 decibels. And if I, for example, take this silencer off of my network now, and again I run the balancing because pressure drop is changing, and then I run the sound calculation, you can see that it might affect to some devices. It depends what kind of silencer you are using. But it didn't affect much, but a little. This was 20.9, now it's 21.2. Yes. And you can also check the more detailed sound calculation with the sound calculation of root by clicking one of the devices, and you can see all the how much noise is every part of this network are causing. And you can edit and copy it to clipboard and paste it, for example, to Excel and stuff like that. Okay, and a few things about editing the network afterwards. So now I have done this network. If I want to, for example, move this branch, I can of course use AutoCAD move. I can select the branch, right click and move, and then move this branch everywhere I want. And always the ducts that are connected to this are following, which is nice. Or then I can use the MagiCAD move, which is more easier in these things. Move parts. It is enough when I just click this duct that are connected to the device. Or I can, for example, move the whole main duct, as you can see. All of things are following this. So I think that these modifications afterwards are one of the best things in MagiCAD. Also, if I want to move all of these devices, for example, I can select them, right click, move, and then I can drag them. And the duct is following. Yes. Then if I want to add insulation to duct or change the duct size like I already did, all of these are done with the change properties. Ductworks, I can, for example, insulation series. I can add insulation series afterwards. I just select insulation series, OK. Select, for example, this thermal insulation, 50 millimeters. OK. And then I can select that I want to add thermal insulation for this duct. As you can see, the insulation is added. Or I want to remove them, then I just select insulation series and I don't select anything, and then so that. And then if you want, for example, if you want to change the device type, for some reason now all of these devices, they should be different devices. So not this S15, not this ALO devices. Constructor wants to replace them. You can use the find and replace function. And basically how is this working is I can select data from existing part, I click this and I click this device. It automatically takes the information of this device, and then I can see that I want to use, for example, this colibri device instead. I select the colibri, I select the size, and I can do it the whole drawing, select the object or select the system. Now I use the select object, for example. OK, and then I select these devices and click enter, and you can see the device is changing and also the dimension text is changing automatically. And if the flow isn't good enough for this device, this 25 liters per second, it is, but if it is not, you can change also the airflow afterwards to more than one device, and again it is done with the change properties. So quite great features. And actually we are running out of time soon, but there are a few things I want to show. There are so many things, but so little time. Okay, basically now I have only drawn the ductworks, but it is the same with the pipes. So you can, in the pipe list, you can select different pipes if you want to draw heating pipes, water pipes, sewage pipe, gas pipe. You can draw only one pipe at a time, and then the drawing is totally the same than if you draw a duct. But you can draw also more than one pipe at a time. For example, I draw heating pipe, supply, return. And I can select the pipes areas and pipe size and different options also here. Only different when you compare to duct is this distance and this pipe position thing. So you can change the distance of these pipes. But otherwise the drawing is the same. Just draw the pipes. If you want to go up or down, right click and C function, 90 degrees. For example, I want to go to the 3 meters and then you can continue. So the drawing is same, the functions is the same. Right click back, it goes to the next previous situation. You can plug the pipe, you can use the connection node if you want to draw the pipes from story to another. So I don't know now, so show you more of that pipe drawing. But one thing I want to show is that I have now draw a little heating network. So I want to insert the heating drawing to this drawing as an X-ray. So I take insert DVG reference and I take my heating piping drawing and attach to it to this. So as you can see now my radiators and my pipes are showing in this ventilation drawing, and although they are, as you can see, they are X-ray, I can modify this, but I can take advantage of those pipes, so I can check information of those. If I click this part properties, which is the same thing that I would double click a duct, so part properties. But before I click, if I now click the pipe, nothing happens. But when I right click and take X-ray and click the pipe, I can see the system, the height level, the connection size and other information also. So if I now, for example, want to use our collision control, I want to check if pipes and ducts are hitting to each other, I use the collision control function. And I now want to check all the collision between duct and pipe, between duct and sewer. And then I select this action object because the pipes are in a X-ray. Okay, then I, for example, draw a rectangle that check the collision with inside this rectangle. I can see that there are duct pipe collisions. And I can mark selected and zoom. I can see the error here. So those pipes are going through that duct. And what to do is, of course, I would, if I want to move the pipes, then I have to open the pipe drawing or tell the pipe designer that move these pipes. But if I want to now move this duct, I can use the crossing function, which is found here, edit crossing. Basically, I can jump over or go lower, below these pipes by clicking 2 points of this duct, here and here, for example. And now I want to go, for example, over these pipes. Then I can use this over the top of button. And I will give the tolerance that you have to leave, for example, 60 millimeters extra space. Then I click over the top, and before clicking the pipe, because it is accept, I right click and accept and click the pipe. It calculates the new height level I have to go. And I want to use 30 degrees angle, and as you can see now, the duct goes over the pipes and leave 60 millimeters extra space. And I can, of course, stretch these bends afterwards closer to the pipes, for example, as you can see. And this, again, this crossing feature works with the ducts and also with the pipes. So all of these things work with pipes and with the ducts. Okay, and then I quickly show you this bill of materials. So quantity list, if I click bill of materials, I take ductworks, I take current drawing, all my systems. Basically this is kind of quickly quantity list, so you can see how much I have drawn 125 duct and any other duct, how many meters. You can see the paints I have used, you can see the outlets, reductions, plugs, supply devices and flow dampers. So how many devices I have installed in drawing. And again you can edit and copy the clipboard and paste it to, for example, to Excel.